Often in sentence equivalence, you'll have more than one pair of synonyms in the answer choices. How often? Well, I would say the majority of questions. So a very important point to remember here is do not select a pair just because they're synonyms. Because there are some synonyms that are correct answers and some that aren't. So let's go right into an example. And we're going to take a closer look at this example of a typical question with more than one pair of synonyms. And I'd like you to look at this, see if you can weed out the incorrect synonyms and select the correct ones. Pause the video, take a look at this, and we'll talk about this. Okay, welcome back. So let's zero in on the synonyms here. First, let's weed out the words that aren't synonyms. And that would be idealistic. There's no synonym for idealistic. And inflexible. Inflexible also doesn't have a synonym, so we can eliminate those right away. That leaves us with B and C. These are equal to each other. If you're skeptical of something, you're probably also wary of it. And then D and F. In this context, open-minded and accepting mean the same thing. So do you want to be skeptical and wary of these news sources, or do you want to be open-minded and accepting of it? Well, there's some reasons to think maybe open-minded and accepting could work, because we're talking about relying on news that is not traditional. So maybe you want to be a little bit more open-minded and accepting of this news, even though it's not traditional. But we have this very negative word here too, and you don't necessarily want to be open-minded and accepting of an unenlightened citizen giving you your news. So they're saying even the most unenlightened citizen can do this non-traditional blog, web-based news stuff. So you actually want to be skeptical and make sure that if you're not relying on traditional media, you're not relying on unenlightened web-based media. So actually, skeptical and wary are the better fit here, even though there are a few distractors that might convince you that open-minded and accepting are okay. So that's how you eliminate those incorrect ones, by a careful study of the context, and you get those two correct answers. Now, only two synonyms also occurs. That's less common, but that's still a distinct possibility, and you want to make sure you detect that so you can zero in on just the synonyms and take a nice shortcut there. We're going to look at this less common pattern in the very next lesson.